Hi, I'm Dave Vickers and welcome to the Photo Show. Today we're going to continue with our Nikon D7100 User Guide by looking at the setup menu within the camera. Remember, if you like what you see on the Photo Show, please comment, like and subscribe in the boxes below. Here's the video for the setup menu for the Nikon D7100. Okay, in the last episode we were looking at the custom settings menu, which is huge. So we're going to move on to the next menu now. So if you come across from your pencil icon there, come down one step and you've got a little spanner icon here, and this is giving you your setup menu. I'll run through this one really quickly. If you want more details on this, I think I went through this a lot more on a video about the initial setup of the camera. But this will basically give you a rundown of just what this menu is. Option 1 there is to format your memory card. So you can do that via the menu. You've also got options to format your memory card by using the two buttons, using the dustbin icon there and your metering mode there. Pushing those two at the same time will do the same function there. Next is save user settings. So if you have user settings that you've set up, and on the top here you've got the two options of U1 and U2. This is where you can save settings for those. I've got U1 set up as a video mode, so that if I'm shooting video on this camera, all I need to do is go around to U1, and that gives me my starting point for my video settings. Next down is reset user settings, which will basically blank out any user settings you put in there and give you a chance to start again. Next one down there is monitor brightness, which is referring to the screen on the back of the camera, and as you can see there, it's giving you a grayscale across, so you can adjust the brightness of the monitor. That one there, hopefully you can see that we've got everything from a solid black there to a full white at that end there, but you can adjust the brightness of the monitor for your choosing. Next is clean image sensor, which will basically give an automatic sensor cleaning to remove any dust that's on there. You've got clean now or clean at startup or shutdown, so it'll clean your sensor there to remove any. And as you can see now, it's actually doing the image cleaning and it's done there. So that's how that works, accidentally if not anything. Next is mirror lockup for cleaning. If you're cleaning the sensor manually or having it professionally cleaned, the mirror within the camera is covering the sensor, so that needs to be locked up and out the way so that you can access the sensor to clean any dust or debris off of the sensor itself. Image dust off reference photo. It will take an image to allow you to see whether there is dust on the image at all and whether it needs cleaning. Next is flicker reduction, and this is if you're shooting with an area that has fluorescent lights and you sometimes get the flickering from the fluorescent lights, mainly noticeable when you're shooting video. This will give you options to reduce that, and you can leave it on auto, and therefore the camera will decide what the flicker reduction needs to be, or you can choose 50 Hz or 60 Hz to reduce the flicker there. Next one down is your time zone and date, which is where you can choose your time zone for your camera. So for any XF information that you want with your images, this will tell you the time and the date depending on where you are. Next one down is where you choose your language, and obviously you've got the options of all the different languages there so that your menu is in the language of your choosing. I'm going to keep it on English because my Danish and others aren't great. Auto image rotation is when you've taken a shot in landscape, whether the image is then displayed as an upright image on the screen here, or whether it's displayed sideways on, so you have to rotate the camera to view the image. Battery info, very basic, tells you what the charge is left on your battery, number of shots taken, and the age of the battery there. image comment. So this is if you want to attach some data to some commented data to your image, and you can input, either attach a comment or input it using a keypad like that. I want to back out of that. Next one down from image comment is copyright information. If you want to add copyright information, you can type copyright information in the same way that you would an image comment. Save and load settings is when you've created a setting within the camera that you want to keep as a custom setting. That's where you load the settings in and decide whether you want it to be as your U1 or U2. Next is virtual horizon, and as you can see, that gives you a almost like an altimeter kind of thing, so you can tell when your camera is level. So you've got the option there to have that up and displayed. Next is if you're using non-CPU lenses, you've got the you can assign numbers and focal length to the lens, add the data to your images of which lens was actually used at the time. AF fine tune is how you can fine tune your autofocus. The number of videos on how to do this, so we'll leave that at that time. HDMI, which is your HDMI slot on the side of the camera, and that's choosing whether you use it as an output device, obviously going to an external recorder or a TV screen to view, or whether you're using it as something to control, as a control option. GPS is again if you're using the GPS option on the camera, the additional little GPS unit. Wireless mobile adapter, again if you're using that, this is how you activate your mobile wireless adapter there. Network, again if you're using a wireless mobile adapter, this is where you can pick your network to work across. And finally is your firmware version, which is giving you the information on the firmware on your camera. And if you want to know about updating your firmware, I've got another video on the channel here about how to update the firmware on this particular camera. So that's the setup menu taken care of. Nice and short, nothing, nowhere near as long as the custom setup. So next one we're going to look at is the retouch menu, and we'll do that in the next episode. Thanks for watching.